What if the love you have been seeking has been waiting for your permission all along? What if the delay, the silence, the unanswered messages were never signs of rejection, but reflections of a deeper spiritual law at work? Why does love seem effortless for some, yet distant for others? Why do you give so much of your heart, yet still feel unseen? These are not accidents of fate, they are signals of alignment. Perhaps you have grown weary. Perhaps you have questioned your worth in the quiet hours of the night. You have wondered when it will be your turn. You have tried to be patient, strong, understanding, and yet the ache remains. Listen closely. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are not destined for lack. You have simply been using your heart without understanding its power. In this teaching, you will discover how to shift the unseen forces that govern love. You will learn how to speak in harmony with divine law. And when you do, you will not chase affection, you will attract it. Stay with me, for when your heart changes its language, your world changes its response. Your word is your wand. What you assume to be true about love becomes your living experience. You have whispered to yourself in the quiet hours, perhaps love is not meant for me. You have watched others receive what you have prayed for. You have wondered if time has passed you by. Tell me, who taught you that you must wait to be chosen? Who convinced you that love is scarce? You are not out of blessings. You are out of alignment. The law of assumption is simple, sacred, and exact. It declares that what you assume to be true in consciousness must objectify in your world. Not tomorrow. Not someday in its appointed hour it appears. Assumption is not pretending, it is accepting inwardly that the desire is already fulfilled. Why do people block this law? Because they assume the opposite. They assume rejection, they assume delay. They rehearse past disappointments until those memories become commandments. And the subconscious mind, faithful servant that it is, says, "As you wish." Beloved, your word is your wand. When you declare, "I am unloved," you cast a spell. When you declare, "Love surrounds me," you cast another. The law does not judge. It fulfills. To shift into alignment, you must assume the feeling of being cherished now. Not when someone arrives, not when a message appears. Now sit quietly and ask, how would I feel if I were deeply loved? Would your shoulders soften? Would your breathing slow? Would gratitude rise in your chest? That feeling is the doorway. Step through it daily. Speak from it. Decide that you are already chosen by divine love, and let the outer world rearrange itself accordingly. I am already loved beyond measure. I am already loved beyond measure. I assume the presence of faithful, joyful love. I assume the presence of faithful, joyful love. I am chosen, valued, and desired. I am chosen, valued, and desired. Love flows to me effortlessly and naturally. Love flows to me effortlessly and naturally. There was a woman who feared she would always be overlooked. She analyzed every silence, every delay. One evening, weary of her own doubt, she spoke a new sentence. I am the woman who is pursued with honor. The challenge was her own disbelief, the twist was her persistence. Within months, her world reflected the new assumption. The shift was inward, the evidence followed. You cannot assume abandonment and expect devotion. You cannot speak fear and harvest affection. Many who seek love are secretly resisting it. They cling to hurt as proof of wisdom. They say, I will not be fooled again. Yet in guarding the heart so fiercely, they barricade the very blessing they desire. The law of non-resistance teaches that what you fight, you energize. Resistance is tension against good. It is bracing for pain before it arrives. It is expecting betrayal before trust has a chance to breathe. Why do people block this law? Because pain feels protective. Old wounds feel familiar, and the ego whispers, stay guarded. But resistance does not protect love. It postpones it. To align with love, you must release the struggle. Stop chasing. Stop testing. Stop demanding proof. Instead, bless every past experience and declare it complete. When you no longer argue with what was, you make space for what is to enter. Your word is your wand. Speak peace over your past. Speak openness over your future. I release all resistance to love. I release all resistance to love. I trust divine love to guide me. I trust divine love to guide me. My heart is safe to open. My heart is safe to open. I allow love to find me in perfect timing. I allow love to find me in perfect timing. When you cease struggling, you become magnetic. When you stop fearing loss, you become secure. Love does not respond to desperation. It responds to alignment. Assume love, resist nothing, and watch the unseen arrange what you no longer try to force. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are waiting to choose yourself. How long have you stood at the doorway of love, hoping someone would knock? How many nights have you questioned your worth because another did not recognize it? There is a silent ache in believing that affection must be earned. Yet I tell you gently and firmly, you are not overlooked. You are misaligned. The sacred shift is this: the law of assumption lived deliberately. To assume the feeling of being chosen now is to accept inwardly and without argument that you are already adored. This law is not fantasy, it is spiritual causation. What you consent to in consciousness becomes your experience. What is it? It is the disciplined decision to feel now what you desire to experience later. Why do people block it? Because they wait for evidence. They say, when I see devotion, I will feel secure. But the law moves in reverse. You must feel secure, and devotion will appear. Doubt interrupts the current, comparison poisons the well, and so love seems delayed. How do you shift? You practice the feeling in advance. You sit quietly and embody the woman or man who is already cherished. You walk differently. You speak differently. You no longer scan rooms for approval. Your word is your wand. Speak from fulfillment, not from hunger. I am already chosen by divine love. I am already chosen by divine love. I carry the feeling of being cherished now. I carry the feeling of being cherished now. I am worthy of faithful, joyful partnership. I am worthy of faithful, joyful partnership. Love responds to my inner certainty. Love responds to my inner certainty. There was once a man who believed he was always second best. In every relationship he felt slightly insecure. His challenge was not lack of opportunity but lack of assumption. One day he declared, I am the standard. It felt unnatural, yet he persisted. The twist was subtle. He stopped seeking reassurance. The shift was profound. Others began to treat him as he now treated himself. You do not attract what you beg for. You attract what you embody. And now we speak of non-resistance. Many hearts are tired. They say, I am done trying. Beneath those words lies quiet fear. Have you hardened yourself in the name of protection? Have you mistaken control for strength? Listen carefully. Resistance is not power. It is tension against good. The law of non-resistance teaches that what you fight persists. When you argue with past pain, you keep it alive. When you brace for betrayal, you rehearse it. What is this law? It is the surrender of inner struggle. It is the refusal to wrestle with appearances. Why do people block it? Because surrender feels unsafe. The ego prefers defense. It says, guard your heart. Yet a guarded heart cannot receive. How do you align? You bless your past and release it. You stop revisiting old conversations. You cease predicting disappointment. You soften your posture toward life. Your word is your wand. Speak peace and peace will answer. I release the need to control love. I release the need to control love. I trust divine order in my relationships. I trust divine order in my relationships. My heart is open and protected by truth. My heart is open and protected by truth. I allow love to unfold without fear. I allow love to unfold without fear. When you stop resisting, you stop repelling. When you relax your grip, you become receptive. Love is not conquered, it is allowed. Assume you are chosen. Resist nothing, and let the unseen power arrange the visible world. Your heart obeys the words you repeat. Change your speech and you change your destiny in love. How many times have you said, love is complicated? How often have you sighed, nothing ever works for me? Perhaps you speak these phrases lightly, almost playfully, and yet they settle into the soil of your subconscious like seeds. Then one day you look around and see the harvest, and you wonder why it looks so familiar. Have you considered that the very language you use is shaping your romantic life? Have you paused long enough to hear yourself? You are not lacking love, you are scripting it unconsciously. And today that script changes. We now enter the law of the word, the sacred principle that declares speech is creative power. The spoken word is not empty sound. It is vibration impressed upon the subconscious mind. And the subconscious, faithful and obedient, produces according to that impression. What is this law? It is the understanding that every declaration is a command. When you say, I always attract the wrong person, you are not describing history. You are instructing the future. When you say, no one stays, you are writing a contract. Your word is your wand, and when your heart aligns with your language, when your affirmations become natural rather than forced, you will notice something subtle and magnificent. You no longer speak about love as a distant hope. You speak about it as a present reality. That is the moment the unseen begins to rearrange the scene. Change your words, and you change your world. Bless your love life, and it must bless you in return. Before this moment passes, understand what has been placed in your hands. You have not been given mere affirmations. You have been given authority, the authority to interrupt old patterns, the authority to silence inherited doubt, the authority to speak love into existence with calm, unwavering certainty. Love is not withholding itself from you, it is responding to you. If you leave here unchanged, it will not be because the law failed. It will be because you chose familiarity over faith. You cannot continue to rehearse loneliness and expect companionship to applaud. You cannot curse your reflection and expect another to cherish it. This is your awakening. Let tonight be the final night you speak carelessly about your heart. Let this be the last time you describe yourself as unlucky in love. Stand in your quiet room and declare a new decree. Feel it. Mean it. Repeat it until it feels natural. The world rearranges itself around the words you sanctify. And now, I ask something of you. Do not simply listen and move on. For the next 7 days, guard your speech as sacred. Write one affirmation. Speak it morning and evening. Return here and tell me what shifted within you. Do not wait for love to choose you. Choose it now.